Hey everybody, I have an interesting story for you today. So I'm still in training. This is my last week of training for my new job, and there's a girl in our class, and we'll call her Kelly. Now Kelly is the youngest person in the class and definitely an interesting character. She's super sweet, but she's intense. So today Kelly was telling us about this girl that's working in the same department that we're going to be working in. She said she had recognized her from her previous job, some spa or something. I don't remember, I wasn't listening that closely. Sorry, Kelly. She's telling us this story about how she kind of processed that recognition. She thought, oh, okay, I recognize this girl, but she didn't say anything to her. And then she thought, okay, well, I wonder if she even knows who I am. Should I even recognize her? Would that be weird? And I'm sitting listening, and I'm like, yeah, I could see where she's coming from. And she says, and now it's been a few weeks now, so I don't know whether it'd be weird to bring it up again or if I should just let it go. I don't know, because I've recognized her, but what if she hasn't recognized me? And that'd be kind of weird. And I'm sitting here thinking, oh, yeah, okay, I understand that. Yeah, because I'm following along. I've been there before. I've thought these same things before. And then our teacher says, you've put a lot of thought into this. And I thought, she's put a normal amount of thought into it, hasn't she? And there was another girl in the class who suffers from anxiety. And she spoke up and she said, that's pretty much the way it is when you have anxiety. That's just how you think. And I thought, oh, so that's an anxiety thing. That's just the way I think. I never even thought it was an anxiety thing. That's just the way I think. You know, all these circles and all of these mental gymnastics trying to figure out what's socially acceptable and what's okay to do and what are people going to think when I say this and how can I react and what's the appropriate way to react. What's the appropriate way to answer a question? And it's especially difficult for me because I have a really hard time with tact. It's not one of my strong suits at all, whatsoever. So I do a lot of thinking about how's what I say going to be perceived. My tone is important. The gestures I make are important. I really need people to understand what I want them to understand and not just the words that are coming out of my mouth, because a lot of times I'll say things like, oh, I'm supposed to do that? And that sounds like I don't want to do that, since when am I supposed to do that? That's not my job. When I actually mean, I didn't know I was supposed to do that. Am I supposed to do that? I'm sorry, I didn't know. All from, am I supposed to do that? Because that's the way human perception is. But unfortunately, that's not the way it works in my head. It just doesn't work that way. I think, okay, this is what I'm saying, this is what I mean. I'm not going to say something unless I don't mean it, but everyone else does, so that's the way it is nowadays. You have to say things that you don't mean, and if you mean it, then you have to say them a very specific way with a very specific tone of voice, otherwise they are taken the wrong way. And I just think it's so weird that these little idiosyncrasies are things that are connected to anxiety that I just never even realized. I just thought it was normal. So anyone out there who has anxiety, it is a constant learning curve, and know that you're not alone. It may feel like you are because it's not very often you run into someone who has the same thoughts that you do, but they're out there. We all want to be appreciated and validated, and now I'm going on a tangent. Sorry, guys. Anyway, that's my funny story. I didn't realize I was having anxiety thoughts. All the while I was.